Listen to me, motherfucker. I'm talking. I say horrible things sometimes because I think they're funny. My podcast is a verbal mosh pit because it's just me pinwheeling around. You don't know where the fuck I'm going to wind up, and I generally have no idea when it's going to end or start. I'm responsible for this whole goddamn thing. I want a little respect from you people. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. You know what's funny, folks? We've been sitting here. I've been talking about the stories I can't tell. How weird is that? I mean, we are now, 111 episodes into the run. You would think I had exhausted every single guy shitting on the floor, every single person I banged in a darkened room, every horrible fucking thing that I could possibly bring to the forefront. And I'm sitting here right now telling Lily a story that I can't tell on the air. And I'm like, I'm weirded out because, who knows what'll happen. And I just said to her, she goes, that's awesome that you have these stories. And because she says she's got a million stories, and I don't doubt it, folks. Lily has a billion stories, much more than mine, much more interesting than mine. She goes, but I can't remember them to try to make them funny. I go, yeah, you could if you tried. You know what I mean? And I was telling her about my stories that I can't tell, and she goes, well, what's the problem? We all have pasts. I go, yeah, but we all don't have some fat asshole telling your past every week on a goddamn show on the internet. That's fucking horrible. I said to her, I'm like the town crier of everybody's bad memories. All of a sudden, I'm reading back the horrible minutes of your life. I'm not even, that's the thing. It's like everybody's got the minutes of their life, and they all look back, and they're like, oh, remember baby's first step? And I'm like, oh, remember that time I punched that dude in the adult bookstore? And it's like, that's what I have. That's what I bring to the table, because I didn't have any kids, folks. I didn't make the leap into going ahead and making something of myself. I didn't go ahead and generate a life that I can tell good memories. I don't have, you do not want to see the snapshots in my wallet. Let's put it that way. Everybody else can bust out their wallet and go, look, here's the kids, and then there's a tricycle, and look at this, there's a radio flyer. And I'm like, hey, here's my wallet, and oh, you don't mind that sticky thing. And then, oh, why, yes, that is a condom. I'm married for 12 years. Why is there a condom in my wallet? Just in fucking case. There's no condom in my wallet. It's funny, there's condoms in my room, my house. And because I don't use condoms anymore, folks. I told you, my wife and I, we're done with that. She's not seeing anybody else. I'm not seeing anybody else. We've been pretty exclusive for a while now. So I've decided that I don't need condoms. But yet, Lily used to have this huge bag of condoms here, and I would just grab a handful and bring them home. Like I would bring condoms to the house for no reason. Like we don't use them. I don't need them. And I don't know if I'm stocking up for the inevitable, time when my wife gives me the boot, and I'm like, well, at least I know I can get laid 6 times. You know what I mean? Is that why I have them? I have no idea, but they're on my shelf, and then my wife, Karen, cleaned off my shelf, and she's moving stuff around, and she made my shelf very presentable. She went ahead and I will tell her, because Ronnie James Dio died last week, and because she cleaned off my shelf, she found all my ticket stubs and autographs, and I was able to unearth the Ronnie James Dio, and I put it on my Facebook, a little signature. Yeah, it was a little tribute. And it's funny because I even wrote, you were the nicest Satanist I ever met. And I don't think he was really a Satanist, but I will tell you what, he could not have been nicer or more interesting or fun. He made a joke that was like a smart joke when I met him. You guys would not, whatever. He was, we closed up a record store. We worked at a record store. It was me and my buddy Brian. And it was a Sunday afternoon. We had opened at 11. It's like noon. And we get a call from this girl, Sam, who was banging Brian at the time. And she calls up and she goes, hey, you're not going to believe this. I'm at Bob Evans with my family. And Ronnie James Dio is here with his band. Like they're eating breakfast. And the thing is, I had seen Dio with Dokken at the Rosemont Horizon like the night before. And I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. Why are they? All right, that's great. So Brian says, hey, are they, she goes, they just got here. They parked their bus. They're in here eating. And Bob Evans was, I don't know, a few miles from the mall where we worked at the record store, Disc Jockey. You remember that store? It doesn't exist anymore. Something happened. I forget what it was, but there's a reason they're no longer in business. But Brian looks at me and he goes, well, fuck, we got to go over there, right? And I go, well, yeah, do you want to go over and are you going to meet him or how do you want to do it? And he goes, dude, fuck it, let's just go. So, and I told this on here, I know I have. We closed the record store and we left. And literally put a sign on the because you had those gates that you have to close. It's a mall, so you got to pull those gates closed. And we literally put a sign that said "Went to meet Dio back in half an hour." Because we figured if anybody's going to be shopping at the record store, they're going to understand. Oh, well, fine. They went to meet Dio. Sure. I'd close my place of business for that reason. Shocking that this record store went out of business. All right. And then we went over to Bob Evans, where Dio was there with Vivian Campbell. I told this fucking story. I'm sorry, folks, to be repeating. I hate repeating. But the bottom line was Ronnie James Dio. We waited for him. We respectfully waited. We hung out with Sam's family, and I think I might have stolen a plate of cornmeal mush. I don't know what I did. And we killed 40 minutes waiting for Dio to finish. And then we went outside as they were leaving, and I met Vivian Campbell and got his autograph, and we met Ronnie James Dio and got his autograph. And again, 5'2", short, really small, tiny dude, 5'4", whatever, tiny. And he was real friendly. And the joke he made, and I'm not going to be able to do it justice, but there used to be, you know how at the end of a Speed Stick commercial it goes, "Bye, Menon." It doesn't anymore, but it used to when we were kids. They always had this little tagline for their products. Well, there was a company called Beatrice, and they, for some reason, they were at the end of every canned goods. I don't know if they owned Del Monte. I don't know who the fuck they were. It was like this shady outfit that owned everything. And at the end of a commercial, it would go, "We are Beatrice." Like this weird, that was their little logo. Beatrice Foods. I don't know who the fuck they were. But when Dio was leaving, he's shaking hands, and he was being very nice. And he asked this, woman wanted an autograph, and he said, "What's your name?" And she said, she said something that sounded like Beatrice, and he goes, "Beatrice?" And she goes, "No, it's this." And he goes, "Oh, you couldn't be Beatrice, or you don't know everything that they show me on television." Like he was in the moment enough to make a joke about Beatrice, and like my buddy Brian and I are like, "Oh my, Dio's a real guy. He knows about Beatrice." Like he watches TV and he actually watches commercials to completion. Like we were stunned by this revelation about Ronnie James Dio. But it could not have been nicer or more fun or more cool. And they got on the bus and then they left. And they were at Bob Evans and they went across the street to the truck stop to gas up the bus for the long ride to Iowa or wherever the fuck they were going. And then Jimmy Bain came running out of the Bob Evans, buttoning his pants. He was their keyboard player, and they left him behind. Right out of fucking Spinal Tap or Almost Famous, they left him behind and drove across the street to the fucking truck stop. He walks up buttoning his pants, and he actually said, "Oh, bloody hell." That's the first time I'd ever heard a guy in real life go, "Oh, bloody hell." And he ran. He's running in his fucking cowboy boots and jeans across the street to try to catch the bus. And at some point, I'm sure they would have noticed, "Hey, why are we not as satanic tonight? We need a satanic keyboard fill here. Where the fuck is Jimmy?" Jimmy's hitchhiking on I-80. Yeah, how did I get into that? I don't know. So I met Dio. Take that, folks. So yeah, I'm here at Lily. It's a late night record, I'll tell you that, folks. It is, what time is it now? 10:12 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. We are the Pacific Coast, yes? 10:12, and I hate a late record. I hate a nighttime record, if only because Lily has every single light in her fucking house on. I don't get it. Her old apartment, too. Remember when I went there and I was like, "Dude, turn the fucking light off." Honestly, you wonder why you don't have any money, but what's the key here, Lily?
Electric is included in my rent.
Here at this crazy dilapidated building, because they have a generator from the 1800s, they don't charge Lily for electric. She doesn't get an electric bill. So she is content to leave everything on at all times. I feel like I'm at this is what it must be like at Guantanamo Bay. Like they don't turn the lights off so nobody can sleep.
It's dark in here for me.
No, dude, there's like 9 lights. You must. Yeah, you're having a stroke. But there's like 9 lights on. I'm surprised you don't have like some crazy loud metal music to try to torture me just cranked way up. Although that wouldn't bother me. I got to be honest. Yeah, exactly. Why not? Holy diver! That's a shame that he died. And then, there's people out there, with the advent of Wikipedia, I'm finding out that my information fetish extends. Its tentacles extend throughout the world because people start posting, they're all jumping the gun on when the guy dies. It's like the Inquirer used to do that. I think I said that on here too. The Inquirer would put, John Ritter deathly ill. Not John Ritter, he killed himself or he died of whatever. And it's some strange thing. John Ritter's death is a touchstone for me. But like this week, it says James Garner dying. And I used to say on stage, I go, this is the journalistic equivalent of leading the receiver. Like, when you're playing football, you don't throw the ball to the guy, you throw it to a point and the guy's going to get there. So at journalism, they're leading the receiver by saying James Garner is dying because you can't say that they're lying because quite frankly, all of us are dying at this moment right now, folks. Now, I don't care how fucking good you feel. Tick fucking tick. So yeah, they how did I get there? Who was I talking about? Metal? Dio? Oh, so Dio, yeah, so Wikipedia, he dies and a guy posts that Dio died. Like he posted it on Saturday night. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're a jerk!" And to the point where somebody posted on my Facebook page, "Oh, Wikipedia death scare for Dio," not knowing that he was going to die in an hour. I mean, that's the whole point. He's had stomach cancer for 9 months. I mean, it's not hard to parse that he's going to pass away, unfortunately. So you're not really scooping anybody by putting it on Wikipedia. But then that guy, they posted on my Facebook. It was a link about Wikipedia death scare, and it said a user of Wikipedia named Mr. Death, I don't know what the fuck, posted that Ronnie James Dio had died, and a lot of people were refuting it. And so that guy in the comments, Mr. Death himself shows up and goes, "Look, I have rock solid sources on the death of Ronnie James Dio, and I guarantee it's going to happen very soon." Well. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you got to be the first guy to post it on Wikipedia, you asshat. What the fuck, dude? Let Ronnie James expire in his own... there we go.
Everybody wants to be first.
What's that?
Everybody wants to be first.
Except Ronnie James Dio. He did not, believe me. He did not want to be first when it came to that. Everybody wants to be the first to report it. Nobody wants the first to take the fucking pipe. But then Ronnie James Dio dies, and then on his webpage, like his wife wrote, "My heart is broken. I lost my Ronnie today." And then he's no longer that little guy with the crazy hair who's saying fucking mob rules. He's a husband and a father. I don't know if he's a father, but I'll always remember him as the guy who made a Beatrice joke at Bob Evans. I mean, I don't need any holy diver. I don't need him to be, we rock. I mean, he's the man on the Silver Mountain. He's all of those things to all of you people. But I'll always remember him as the tiny guy who just, had pancakes and signed me an autograph and made a Beatrice joke. He and I are very close, folks. And so I feel a kinship, and I feel bad that Mr. Death went ahead and reported his death early on Wikipedia, even if it was just like an hour early. So what? I want to get I want a Wikipedia page for me. So and every day I'm going to go in and write that I died. Or I'll write that I'm dying. You know what I mean? I'll just write, you know what? Bad news. Turns out Mike Schmidt is dying. Podcast host and impresario Mike Schmidt is dying. Well, yes, of course. All of us are, quite frankly. I'll tell you why I'm dying. Here's why I'm dying. I gave in. We ordered Domino's Pizza this week. Because again, as I've mentioned, well, because how do you pass up 2 pizzas for $10? I mean, it's like, because it's not even food at that point. It's not even foodstuffs. It's just convenience. You're ordering a big plate of convenience. Because we didn't go, because then Karen's like, should we go pick it up? Fuck no, we shouldn't go pick it up. I wouldn't burn the gas to go to Domino's and pick up a goddamn pizza. Are you shitting me? The only reason to order it from them is so they can fucking bring it to me. You know what? When you order Domino's Pizza, you're just buying a slave. You're not even ordering a pizza. You're not even going ahead and getting any food. You're not hungry. All you're doing is buying a slave for a fucking hour. That's it. That's what it is. You're a plantation owner for an hour. And quite frankly, if the guy brought his wife over, you'd bang her. You'd Sally Hemings the shit out of her. Do me a favor, put my pizza on the goddamn table and tell your fucking Sally Hemings to bend over because I'm going to work her right now. I'm going Jefferson on you and your fucking wife because I just bought a goddamn slave for an hour. That's what Domino's Pizza is. It's not buying food. It's not dinner. It's not pizza. There's no nutritional value at all. You're buying a big fucking bowl of convenience and a slave. That's it. It's what it's. You're just fantasizing about what it was like to be a goddamn slave owner. When you order Domino's Pizza, that's it. That's all it is. You're sitting in your house. You're like, fuck this. I'm gonna make somebody do something. That's all. You don't want pizza. You don't want Domino's Pizza. It's not because it's not good. And I will tell you this: it was good. All right, it was. But it was good in that context. It's like when I go to Chicago and Mex is like, my niece is like, she wants Papa John's pizza. That's what she wants. She lives in Chicago, pizza mecca of the fucking universe. We're like, dude, don't you want Little Italian or Grumpy's or Rosati's or any of these pizzas? Nope. She wants Papa John's because that's what little kids like. And maybe because she likes buying a slave. She's like, yeah, send that dude over. But with Domino's Pizza for fast food pizza under the rubric of fast food pizza, it was good. It was hot. It was steaming hot. The guy my slave opened the bag, and he pulls it out, and like this crazy steam came billowing out. And I ordered it online too. I will tell you that, that's odd, dude. Things have changed. Things have really changed. You're like, I'm like, you got to talk to a robot to get a fucking pizza. It's like, dude, answer the goddamn phone. All right, answer the phone. But we ordered it and it wasn't bad. It was fucking steaming hot. And then they have like new sausage, because they have that sausage that looks like rabbit droppings, which I've never been a fan of. And then they have sliced sausage. And I was like, oh, I'll have sliced sausage and onion because I like sausage and onion. Folks, I like pepperoni and green pepper. I like sausage and onion. Pepperoni and green pepper was never on my agenda. It was never, I never was never a pepperoni guy. And then fucking Pardo, whenever we would get pizza, we'd be watching a game or we'd go play poker or whatever. He would get pepperoni and green pepper. And holy shit, won me over. Because I love green pepper, I love onion, I love sausage. I used to be that guy, but I was never a pepperoni guy. Dude, now I'm so fat. I tell him to put the pepperoni above the cheese, so then it cooks into like a little pepperoni cup. And there's like a little shot glass of grease. You knock the grease back, and then you eat the pizza. Oh, god damn, is that foul. It's horrible, and yet you eat it. I can't explain it. It's like you open the pizza, and there's pepperoni, and it curls up. Like I said, you know what it looks like? It looks like the edible tulips at Willy Wonka's garden. When he drinks, that's one of the point. Gene Wilder's singing, if you want to do paradise, simply go ahead and do it. And then he picks up a flower, and he drinks out of it, and then he bites the flower. And that is a vivid image for me because it makes a little crunchy noise, and I've always wondered what the fuck was in that flower. Because in my head, I'm like, what could it be? It's not a chocolate flower. And then I was like, it must be a buttercup. And then I'm like, oh my god, did Willy Wonka drink melted butter out of that fucking flower? I mean, so I can't. As a little kid, I kept trying to figure out what the hell could be in that flour. And I say, as a little kid, I'm 42. I still wonder. I still completely wonder. So now, when I order pepperoni pizza, I make sure to get the pepperoni on top, so it curls up into a little thing. It looks like that flour, and I go, boom, that's what was in it. Pepperoni grease. That's what was in the goddamn flour. That's why Gene Wilder made that little face. All right, so I ordered Domino's. I gave into that. I'm still stiff arming the double down. I have not crossed that threshold because again, the double down I could actually show up and go, hey, I'm fat. Give me that sandwich. Domino's, it's under the cover of night. I can put like a handkerchief over the receiver, and oh my god, the calls are coming from inside the house. I can and order the Domino's, and then I'll just buy my slave, and then he comes over and he brings the pizza over. We almost went this week to back to Animal, which is where they have the foie gras and stuff. I'm punching your leg. They had a foie gras maple biscuit, and then they had the barbecue pork sliders, and oh my god, I tried to make it because I had friends in town. My buddy Kenny was in town, and he had a couple of his boys with him. His boys, they're 45, and I'm just an idiot. We're not in the mob. We're not in the goddamn mob. What's wrong with me? He had Paulie Walnuts and Christopher with him, and we went out for Chinese food. What the fuck, stupid? You don't live in the Sopranos. He had two of his co-workers with him. All right, his boys. You're a dope. So, yes, I'm talking to me. So he's like, where do you want to go eat dinner? And again, don't tell me that because it's my town. What's the first thing I think of when someone says, hey, man, I'm coming to town. Where are we going to eat? Mandarin. No. Oh. Sushi. Come on. Sushi, yes. Katsuya. I'm like, all right, we're going to go to Katsuya. So I write, and it's always easy for me because, again, it's 2 miles from my house, and it's my favorite place in the fucking world. It's awesome. So I call him. And he calls me and he's like, where do you want to eat? And I text him and I go, dude, there's a sushi place by me. It's fantastic. I'll make a reservation for 5. We'll do that. It'll be fun. And he writes me back and he's like, yeah, sushi's not going to work. We're not, it's not very popular with the guys. So pick another place. Well, dude, all right. I fired my salvo. I need a little guidance at this point because if these two guys are so picky, they're not going to eat one of the finest restaurants in Los Angeles, then you need to fucking tell me where to go, all right? And again, I'm being a child because I'm mad I can't have sushi. So over the course of like 3 days, I'm telling Karen, I'm just like, God, I can't believe, because my friend's like a culinary guy, like he wanted to be a chef and go to culinary school. And I go, how the fuck does he not like sushi? If you're a fucking chef, you gotta like sushi. God, and who are these other idiots? Jesus Christ. Who doesn't, you know what? I should have just told them it was a teriyaki place. They would have been all right. And then they could show up like children in fucking teriyaki chicken because they don't have a fucking educated palate like me who likes fucking sushi. God damn it, these jerks. Like, I'm groaning about it for 3 days. What the fuck? Meet your friend for dinner, stupid. Who cares if they even come to your house and you buy a slave? You know what? Have them come to your house, buy a slave, and then tip back fucking cups of pepperoni grease. Who cares? It's all about seeing your friend. It's not about the goddamn meal, but of course I make it into that because I'm a fucking dope. So I'm like, all right, well, you can't eat there. So then I'm like, Karen, what do you think? She goes, well, what about Animal? Because now I'm trying to think of places that are uniquely California, places that are, because I think if people are in town, that's what they want. But I also need to recognize not everybody's fat. You know what I mean? Not everybody's fat. They don't have a fat brain, so they could go to Fridays, have potato skins, and say hello and have a beer. That's what people like to do. That's what real people enjoy doing. And I know, I'm past that. I can't eat it. Karen and I used to love Fridays until I went to fucking the one in Woodland Hills and saw the conga line of roaches. That was fucking horrendous. The line of roaches. I told you that. Oh, dude, it was fucking horrendous. I'm sitting out in the dining room, and a roach comes out with a fucking sign, like a Yipes sign when I saw him on the table, like in a cartoon, a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Oh, it was like the when Beetlejuice, when he's trying to get you to say his name, And he points over and there's a beetle and he goes, hey, how's it going? And he's gigantic. That happened at this Fridays. There's a roach sitting on a chair and he goes, hey, how's it going? Oh, Christ, horrible. So that just nipped Fridays in the bud for me. I'm like, oh, I can't go. But it used to be like a go-to place, and we would get, that we had standard things that we would get that we like. Because Karen worked there as a hostess in high school. So again, nostalgia, that's where your brain takes you. And I can't do it anymore. I'm at Chili's. Look, I'm on record as hating Applebee's and places like that. To the point where I wrote a joke that got killed. God, I'm repeating a lot of shit today. I know I told that story. I wrote a joke for Funny Money. And it was because you had to write captions for pictures, and that's how I got the job, actually, was I'd write amazing. I really was good at writing stupid captions for pictures. Really cutting, sharp, funny. Look, I don't have to justify myself to you people. I'm so funny, because it's like captions for pictures. I'm trying to make it sound like, oh, listen, folks, it's a lot more than I'm making it. I'm stupid. But I wrote one, and it was two guys. It was a guy washing another guy in a sink. It was like an Arab guy sitting in an actual industrial-sized sink, and another Arab guy is spraying him. And I said, you know what makes this picture more disturbing? This is the kitchen at Applebee's. And I wrote that for the show, and I got a huge laugh, and they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, what? Come on, Applebee's isn't a sponsor, are they? And they go, well, but if they ever want to be, we certainly don't want to have this on our record against them. So we had to change it. But I was disappointed because I fucking hate Applebee's. So it wasn't even like just a goofy joke and I pulled them out of thin air. No, I wanted to take down Applebee's. I wrote that joke purposely to fuck Applebee's in the ass. I was like, yeah, fuck these people. I hate them because they keep covering everything in cheese. God damn it. Hold the cheese, Applebee's. That should be their fucking slogan. All right. Eating good in the neighborhood? I don't fucking think so, you cocksuckers. Get out of my neighborhood. If you're in my neighborhood, we're showing up with torches and driving you out. I'd rather eat a cup of pepperoni grease than any of your covered in smothered bullshit. Oh, I hate apples and I hate bees. Put them together, fuck off. All right, so Ken's like, I don't care, pick a joint. I'm like, fuck. So I pick Animal. So I'm all excited to go to Animal because it's like, they got poutine and they got the fucking stuff. And I go on their website to make a reservation. This week, Animal, and it says, this is our annual 1 week stop down. Well, I should tell you about our Animal is, hence the name Animal, it's for carnivores. Okay, even their salad has duck confit in it. I mean, it's like crazy meat upon meat upon meat. Like, it's like you could walk in and they'd be like, hey, we got a pig liver that we've sauteed and cut up and put inside a duck carcass, which we then stuffed inside a turkey, and we've chopped it into tiny pieces, and we've used toothpicks from the rib cage of a sparrow we've been slaughtering all day in the back. We have a net where we catch random birds, and we cut them open and take their ribs and fashion them into toothpicks. So you get even a meaty flavor on your toothpick. That's what we're serving today. And it's like, good, done, bring it. This week, Vegetarian Week at Animal. It's the 1 week a year where they do a vegetarian collective to raise money for this organic garden, and they have another chef involved and all this bullshit. No kidding. I'm like, fuck you, you lentil cocksuckers. Are you kidding me? You are the guys, you would flash fry a wombat if I fucking asked you to do it. Every other day of the goddamn year, I could show up with a bat. And I would go, hey, you guys figure out a way to cook this? Yes, we will cook that any way you want. Fucking vampire bat stew. They would have a goddamn, fricassee. And I'd be gnawing on bat wing and loving it. Because they would cover it in bacon. They would do some crazy shit to it. Dude, I ate a pig ear in that joint. Pig ear with chili and lime, and because when I'm there, that's what I want. I want to go. All right, dudes, you want to make something crazy? I'm gonna eat something crazy. So I look at Karen and I'm like, hey, you want pig ear? Which is a sentence she never thought she'd hear, and unless I was turning it into a silk purse, and she's like, no, I don't think so. And I go, fuck that, I'm getting the pig ear. So I get it. And it's like, when you go to the fucking pet shop, they have those pig ears for dogs to gnaw on. Well, these guys have taken that and advanced it to a whole new level. Busted it out of its cellophane, put some chili and lime on it. It's a little tender, but a little chewy. Oh, goddamn, folks, eat a pig ear. I recommend it. Holy shit, was it good. But you know what's funny? I don't want to eat pig's feet. Because I don't want to know, because the pigs walk around in shit, and I don't care how much you clean it, I know that those feet have been romping around in pig shit. But a pig ear, all he hears is Suey, come eat. So it's like there's nothing in the ear that's offensive, unless he hears, "Hey, we're going to kill you." That thought is lurking in his ear. They don't have hands to do that.
Wax in their ears like you get? Oh.
Pigs don't have wax in their ears. No, they don't. They spend a lot of time. Very clean animals, and they will spend time. No, not Q-tip. Tongue. They got a long pig tongue, and they put it in there and they eat the wax out, which is why I don't eat pig tongue. Yeah, go ahead and vomit. Really, you didn't vomit when I was drinking pepperoni grease out of a shot glass?
Oddly, no.
But you know what? If you went to Animal and you said, "Hey, dude, I've got some pig earwax and pepperoni grease. Make it taste good." Boom, they would fucking make it taste good. I seriously, a random poodle, anything, they would go ahead and cook it, and it would taste delicious. But now this week, unfortunately, they decided they're going to go ahead and make a jicama and beet reduction. Fuck off. So I couldn't go there. So because I don't want to bring these guys out of town to a goddamn delicate vegetable dinner. So then I'm like, so I throw it to Kenny, and I'm like, dude, all right, look, there's a Chinese joint that we really love, and then there's a Mexican place that has a bar. It's more of a bar, but the food is really good too. So let me know which one you want. And let's put it this way. Before that happened, I said to Karen, I go, where do you want to go? She goes, Mandaret. I go, you know what though? But it's down in Beverly Hills, and then they're coming because they were coming up from Anaheim, and I go, but they had a GPS, so they didn't care. But I said, Senior Fred is close by us. We haven't been there in a while. I really like the food. And she's like, yeah, Mandaret. So then I threw it to him, hoping he would pick the Mexican joint. So I'm like, hey, we got this Chinese place that we really like, but then there's a Mexican place that's amazing. Like I tried to do the reverse sell, and he wrote me and he's like, hey, the Chinese food sounds great because we'll go to Hollywood and we'll knock around and look at the stars on the Walk of Fame, and all that other horse shit. So I said, all right. So we're going to go to the Mandaret. And then we walked in there. We went to the Mandaret last night, so it was good. And then just ordered. Oh my Christ! It was just this. It was retarded. And which was good because it was good to get a fresh perspective because there are people there who don't order what we order. So we ordered strawberry shrimp, which we like, but then they all ordered different shrimps. You folks don't care. What the fuck do you care what I ordered for dinner? So the bottom line is, I finally narrowed it down and I went to dinner with my friends. This is a story that had no payoff whatsoever. Jesus Christ. You know what it is? It's all the lights. It's all the lights in here have me completely confused. Every light in the goddamn house is on, and I'm so fried because it's like nighttime outside, but in here, we might as well be on the fucking sun. But I have to admit, though, I am, you can turn, there we go, turn the light off. Thank you. You know what? Let's get a little cozy. Let's turn a couple of lights off. Lily, she said to me today, she's like, hey, do you want to go to a sex club? And whenever Lily says something like that, I know she's half kidding. So I said, what do you mean? And she's like, well, no, I have friends and they have like a sex club on Wednesdays. And I guess she's thinking about possibly making an appearance. And I'm like, she goes, the only bad news is it's on Wednesday nights. And I'm like, well, we'll go after this. And she goes, I'm not prepared to go to that. We don't have the right clothes. And I go, it's a swing club. If there's a dress code at the swing club, it must include balls. I've got those. There you go. Done. And she's like, no, there's other issues at play, and I won't go into them. But she was happy to. She's like, I haven't shaved. And I said, really? I got to think that there's a room for that there. If anything, that place would be a good place to go get groomed because there's people there who would pay for the privilege of doing it for you. Fuck going to a salon and getting a wax. Fuck going anywhere and getting, having that done or taking care of it here. Literally go there, lay back, and have some guy pay to do it. The only problem is he's not going to use shaving cream. He's going to use drool. But other than that, it's going to be a clean shave, and you're going to come out of there clean as a fucking whistle. Oh, you think he's going to gnaw it off? Oh, Christ. I thought he was going to go straight. No, anybody who's got that fetish, he's got like a velvet pouch with a straight razor in it. And it's got, he pulls it out. He smells it. He's like, he's got a strap. Yeah, no, anybody who's into that is fucking into it. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's guys who are willing to fucking gnaw through it too. But face it. Look at you though. You're built for a swing club. There's guys there who'd eat through a mile of your shit just to see what color underwear you're wearing. For Christ's sake. All right. Sure, that's true. You got one light off. I'm waiting. I want to get more of these lights off. But I understand your theory though, because at my house we don't pay for water, and folks, I'm ruining the planet because. And I've stopped. I will tell you, I've stopped doing it in the last year. I don't know if that changes the damage that I've done in the past 9 years or 10 years. Whenever I would use the bathroom. Where I had to be in there for any length of time, not when I was involved in evacuating food that I had eaten perhaps at some point during the day or week. I don't like to be as crass as most of you and say whatever the activity is, but when I was involved in an activity that did not involve standing, how does that grab you? I would turn the sink on the entire time I was in there. Why? So nobody could hear it. So like outside, nobody could hear anything. It's that, but it's that same logic you use like at a party, except I was doing it every single day. And and sometimes, let's be honest with ourselves, we get lost in there. We're not just in there to take care of business. Sometimes we're in there to read 4 chapters of a novel. I mean, that happens. Or we're trying to get through that week's Entertainment Weekly. That's how it works. We're like, you know what? I can't leave this half unread. I need to go from bullshit letters to bullseye in the back. I need to clean out this entire fucking entertainment pamphlet. And I don't mind if I'm sitting here while I do it. And I would turn the sink on the entire time. So, I mean, I've run an ocean of damage into the goddamn sink just so people didn't hear me take a fucking, I was going to say crap, but that seemed like such a 70s word to say. I almost said take a crap. What am I, Archie Bunker? I was going to say take a crap. Oh, Christ. And I fucking stopped myself and then still say it now. Say it 4 times. But at the time, that was what was naturally going to come out of my mouth. And I seriously put the brakes on it because I'm like, nobody in the world says take a crap. Who are you? Jesus Christ. I walked off a Norman Lear sitcom and busted out take a crap. Oh, dude, that's awful.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. And later, I couldn't believe my finger fit in there.
Look away, cur! I am Yeep, herald to Thorgar, the most vile of hell's blackest demons! The one who even Satan himself calls misery incarnate! Launderer! You have been chosen to scour my master's cloak, to remove the stench of agony left within by the never-ending torment of countless wretched souls, their mouths agape in a rictus of abject horror!
I'm just a dry
Not another word, worm! Thorgar, crucifier of sodomites, orders you to starch his garment, but mind the amount, pig, lest you give Thorgar reason to unleash an unholy plague upon you. Perhaps a nest of roaches in your belly to devour you from the inside out.
Customers have complained about...
Complain! Thorgar will show you that the complaints of which you speak pale in comparison to the cries of agony that will escape your cracked, bleeding lips as the flesh is torn from your bones in hell. Your incompetence has sealed your fate. Carry with you the knowledge that this abortion assures you will be raped in the afterlife for centuries, with each violation more excruciating than the last. You will fillet all the denizens of hell until their fiery seed incinerates your throat, the smell of your own burning flesh never escaping your nostrils. Look away!
Okay.
Thorgar, there's a Chinese laundry that's 2 blocks away. Yes, I will hold your ticket. You always lose.
It dawns on me that I didn't tell you folks why we're doing the late night record. why I've sullied Lily's trip to the sex club by making her be here now at 10:41:53. That's not good. That's a timeline because then they'll see when we stopped and started. Because I stopped. Could take a break, folks. Because I needed to breathe after that first 30 minutes, and I had to recollect my thoughts after take a crap. Literally, I'm a guy who can think of a euphemism or metaphor for fucking anything, and I actually busted out take a crap. Horrible. All right, especially after trying so hard not to say something like that, and then that was what came into my brain. Oh Christ, that's terrible. I'm Mr. Bentley. That's who I am, from the fucking Jeffersons. Here's why we're doing a late night record today, folks, because I had an audition today. I auditioned for Young and the Restless. Yes. And it was fun because it was at CBS, so you got to go and kind of... I've been to CBS before. I told the story on here where when Pardo did Kilborn, and we snuck on the elevator with Julie Warner, and then we got off, and there was the wheel, and we went and spun the wheel, the Price is Right wheel. That was awesome. Think of that, folks. If you're in an elevator, and all of a sudden it opens and there's nobody there, but you see there's the Price is Right wheel on its own, disembodied, unfortunately. I mean, I wish, it wasn't on the set. That thing, apparently, I thought it was part of the set. I thought the whole set stayed together. Nope, that wheel comes out. But today I was at CBS auditioning for Young and the Restless to be a gruff orderly who keeps Daisy and Dawn from fighting in a mental institution. I don't know who they are, but let's put it this way: they're in trouble if I get the job because hey, you can't just hit somebody in the day room. There you go. Those are my great lines. Lights out. Have you seen my flashlight or what? Yeah, I'm a dick at this hospital. Then I went in an audition with a little gay guy who got to read the part with me, and it was fun. So I don't know if he's playing Dawn or Daisy. But it actually felt a little like show business because I got to go actually to CBS and you got to go through because sometimes you audition and it's like you're in a water closet. You know what I mean? You're water closet? Really? You're in a bathroom from the 70s? That's because that's what Jack Parr got fired for saying. Water closet. What happened to me? You know what I do in my water closet? I take a crap. Stupid. No, what I meant to say is I do them in a small room that's dripping water. I guess that would technically be a water closet. I don't know. God damn it. All right. So it's late. Again, folks, late night record. This is what happens because I'm both young and restless at this point. So I came here to Lily's house now at 10:44:21. I listened to last week's show. It's funny. I'm telling the Denny's. I told the Denny's story and got into the post office story. My favorite line is after I said the Denny's story. This is my transition. You think I got to take a crap in the water closet is bad, folks? This is my transition last week from the Denny story to the post office story. I got to stop yelling fucking places. Fuck you. That's what it was. I got to stop yelling fuck you in places. You think? It took to 42 for you to decide that you got to stop fucking yelling fuck you in the middle of a crowded room, you idiot? Man, I got to stop yelling fuck you in places. I got to stop punching infants. Boy, I'll tell you what. That has put a real crimp in my development. I need to stop having unprotected sex with crack whores because that is not helping my sniffles. Yeah, I'm glad you've got this. I'm glad I've discovered this new set of rules in the twilight of my life. Finally. I've decided to go ahead and take care of business. Because I am Bachman, Turner, and yes, Overdrive, folks. I put it off long enough. I was going to talk about this in the beginning, and I instead got to talking about taking a crap with Willy Wonka. I don't know how that happened. But, folks, right now, whatever you're doing, I don't care where you're at. If you're driving, use your mobile device. Go to the web. Scurry to the web immediately, folks, because MikeSchmidtComedy.com has launched. Yes, that's right. The new MikeSchmidtComedy.com. It had launched, let's put it this way. MikeSchmidtComedy.com has always been there. It's been there like a good friend. It's always been there for you and always will be there for you, friends. Even after my death. I have bequeathed the Smithsonian to keep my website up and running because I don't know if you've heard, folks, I'm dying. It's at my fake Wikipedia page. All right, so I can tell you that MikeSchmidtComedy.com has launched. Finally, folks, I have been obsessing. I can't stress enough to you. All right, here's the dichotomy, okay? I love the site. I am so excited for the site. You got to go check it out. I'm going to break it down and go through it here with you. But if you go look at it, and I am. Fuck it. I don't care. This. You know what? The first half of this show was show. The rest of this is infomercial for my fucking website. And God damn it, it should be. Because I have been obsessing. And here's the thing. I'm disappointed I even let you see it. I let Lily see it in progress. And now I'm pissed because then when she looked at it today, she's just like, oh, that's nice. But it's like, I want people to go, fuck. Oh, how awesome. And that's the dichotomy of this because I've been working on it. And when I say I've been working on it, folks, I mean I have been supervising the work on it. Okay? I need to tell you that my friend Kirk Hingsberger went ahead and ponied up and decided that he was going to be the guy to build my site. And he told me right away, he's like, dude, I can't design this site. I don't do web design. I'm a web builder. Whatever aspect you want me to bring that I can bring is great. And I'm like, that's fine because my friend Mex and I are going to design the site. Like we know what we want. We know what it's going to be. And again, by we, I mean David. David knows exactly what he wants and what it's going to be. And then I'm going to furiously nod at whatever sketch he sends me and goes, that's great. But the thing is, we've been looking at it every day. But, both David and I have this same exact fucking thing. We've been looking at the site every day since Kirk came on board, I think in February, I think it was. And I told him, as I told everybody, a lot of people from my, listeners, very cool people, my friend Sue, and a lot of people stepped up and said, hey, man, we can help with this. And I decided to go with Kirk, and it was in February when we initially went ahead and, finalized everything. Kirk was going to do it, I was going to do it, David was going to do it, and I told everybody, as I told Kirk, look, I have a hard deadline of April 1st. This site needs to launch at the same time year 3 launches, April 1st. And I was told, no problem. A lot of people said they can go ahead and take care of it. But my friend Kirk Hingsberger, I said to him, look, I as I've said on here, he agreed to do it. But at the same time, this guy's got a full-time job and he's got a family He's got, kids and shit that I couldn't even dream about. But he told me he could have it up by April 1st. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Well, as Kirk himself will tell you, he was quoting me the time he would quote somebody at his job if he was working on their website 40 hours a week, if not more with overtime. So he was like, yeah, dude, I can definitely get it up by April 1st. Well, unfortunately, fucking Kirk has a real life. The guy's got a job, he's got a wife, he's got kids, and then he's going to come home and have to deal with me calling him at fucking, 9:30 Idaho time and going, dude, I don't like that shade of red. You know what I mean? Just this horrible thing that he has to fucking sit through. I cannot even imagine, dude. Kirk Hingsberger, he has the most. He's just the most patient fucking guy in the world. I'm sorry, he's the second most patient guy. Most patient guy, well, third. He's the third most patient. Fourth. What if I went down the list? What if I kept going all the way down till he got to be like 1,000th? No, but he's third behind Lily and my wife. All right, they are truly the most patient people. Because imagine, Kirk, I'll tell you what, I know you're listening out there as you're on your family vacation right now, because it was so funny. We kept getting like closer and closer, and every time it looked like it was going to be done, it wasn't done. Like some other fucking thing would come up. And the reason being, again, is because Kirk it was important to him. All right, I told him flat out, I go, listen to me. I don't give a fuck how long it takes. All right? If it's not up by April 1st, I don't care. I want it done right. This is the bottom line. I want the site up done correctly. I don't want it to go up and then an hour later there's something wrong with it and we got to take it down. I go, I don't give a shit how long it takes. It needs to be done perfectly and up as long as it doesn't matter if it's fast, it doesn't matter if it's on time, it has to be what I want. And I told him that every time we talked on the phone. I go, as long as it's what I want, I don't give a shit how long it takes. And believe me, if I told him it every time we talked on the phone, it was every time we talked on the goddamn phone. Because at the same, I was trying to be a nice guy where I didn't want to scare him away. Because, he was already a couple of weeks into it. And I'm like, oh, that's all I need is for this guy to leave the shell of my site lurking and he takes off. And he had the patience because I will tell you again, I've mentioned it on here, the first few weeks, he had this weird plan set up where he's like, yeah, we won't talk on the phone. Everything will be done via email. And then he set up like a dummy mailbox where I would go ahead and send him notes and I would send him corrections and things. And it would be a universal mailbox that only he and Max and myself would have access to. And he said that to me and David, and you might as well have told chimps to drive a car. We were just like, what? Can't we just talk to you and tell you what we want? But he was trying to avoid. He was putting up a shield of crazy, a shield against crazy, I should say. A shield. He was trying to deflect the crazy in the other direction. And when I say crazy, please know that I bring all the crazy to the table. Max just sits, and I will say this though, Max, I love Max, and I didn't never tell him this, and he's going to hear this when he hears the fucking show. He would drive me crazy. We would do these conference calls, okay? And I want to run it. I'm running this. This is my website. Everybody shut up. I'm in charge. I know what I want to say. Everybody shut up, please. So Kirk would be on the phone. It would be me, Kirk, and Max. We'd be on these three-way calls. And Kirk would be, I'd go, I wanted to chair the whole meeting. So I wanted to go, all right, let's go to the homepage and let's take a look at this. Now, here's the issues with the homepage. And we'd start talking. And so I'd go, all right, we ready? Let's do this. And Max would go, hey, Kirk, I got a question about the artwork on the back after this page. I wanted to go ahead, and I'd silently tolerate it, but I wanted to go, shut the fuck up! Even though I don't want to tell him to shut the fuck up. He's my friend, and he genuinely has concerns, but I'm just crazy. I'm crazy, batshit fucking insane in the head, and I'm running the meeting! My phone, my three-way call, I called you in Chicago, I called you in Idaho, I'm in LA running this thing, everybody shut up! Because I'm a child. But I'm getting it out now because I never did it. I never vented. To my credit, folks. To my credit, I did not. Isn't that funny? To my credit, I never acted like me on these phone calls. Look. To my credit, folks, I was able to stuff down every ounce of me and be professional. I'm stupid.
And you spill it here.
Huh?
And you spill it all here.
I'm spilling it now because you know what? It has to be told because it's true. I mean, it's like, this is what I've been going through for 6 weeks. No, middle of February, March, April. This is 3 months. 3 goddamn months of putting this together. And but it was supposed to be that long because, like I said, other than the fact where Kirk's like, I can get that up by April 1st. And then he realizes, oh, I forgot. I have other people at my house that I have to deal with and a real job because he didn't realize, we would be talking to Kirk on the phone. And this works both ways. All right. We'd be talking to Kirk And I will say this, Kirk too. Another thing, Kirk in the beginning, he's like, "Look, I'm not a designer guy, so any ideas you guys might have would be great." And then we'd go on the site, and he would make an aesthetic choice. Like he would be like, "Hey, what if there was a cartoon balloon coming out of Little Schmitty's head?" And he was saying like, wah wah and winking. And I'm like, "Dude, kill yourself! No, that's not what I want. Do what I say. I'm running this meeting." God, how did these guys ever survive it? You know why? Because I didn't do this. Folks, for 3 months, I bit the goddamn bullet, and look what happened. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. It's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant because Kirk did exactly what I wanted. Did it take 3 months rather than 6 weeks? Yeah, because I told him every time we were on the goddamn phone, Kirk, as long as it's done right, I don't give a shit how long it takes. Now, that was put to the test the last few weeks. Because we got to be like 95% done and 96% done, and then you just want to launch it, and even Kirk did, because Kirk would go, "Well, those buttons, they don't say submit, they say save. Is that okay with you, or do you need that fixed?" I'd go, "Kirk, I need it fixed. If we're gonna do this, we're doing everything right fucking now. So we need to make sure that everything's done." And he's like, "Okay." But even he was excited to get it launched and excited to have me stop calling him in Idaho every goddamn Sunday night. And we're trading emails back and forth. And it was so funny. There was a couple of passive-aggressive moments where we read emails wrong. He sent me an email once that seemed to have a little attitude to it. I'm not going to lie to you. So I read it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And again, we all know I get my hackles up. So what do? I immediately bother Mex. So I call him. And I'm like, "Dude, he sent me this email. Did you see that email?" And he's like, "No." And I go, "Oh, I copied you on it." And Mex actually stopped reading. Like because he didn't have to be involved in the servers and all that bullshit. All Mex had to do was create the site. Like he had to draw the artwork and all that stuff. So he didn't give a shit about the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm like, "Dude, is he pissed at me? Like, because my inner lady came out. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, I think he's mad at me, but maybe I'm mad at him, and who knows? Because you read emails wrong, and you're like, oh fuck. And I said to Mex, and Mex is like, "No, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. It's because you know why? Because Mex is a man. He's a well-adjusted guy with a family who doesn't deal with drama. All I do is run around with fucking Lily and Karen all day, and I might as well have a fucking vagina. Seriously, I am such a fucking lady. Really? You would finger me if I had a vagina? Is that what the emotion was? All right. That's good to know, folks. If I get a vagina, I've got one fingering on deck. I'm going to get finger blasted by my producer. That's fantastic. All right. So I want to call him next. He's like, "Dude, no, you're misinterpreting this completely." But then I was not incorrect, because then I wrote back or whatever to Kirk, and then he wrote me back and he goes, "Hey, I hope I wasn't snippy in that least email." Ha ha! He knew he looked snippy, so I was justified. God damn it! I'm running this meeting. So man, it just was, it's been 3 months, and that's why I'm saying the dichotomy of it is I'm so excited for the site. I love the fucking way the site looks, but I've seen it every day for 3 months. I've seen it get built. It's like, I've seen the sausage get made. I don't want that. I want a delicious sausage sandwich. I don't want to see the pig get slaughtered unless they're going to give me his ear to eat. I got no interest in seeing that. But I've seen the sausage get completely made on this, but I don't fucking care. You know what? Because it came out to be such a fucking beautiful sausage. God damn it. MikeSchmidtComedy.com is the most beautiful sausage you're ever going to lay your eyes on, folks. And it's so funny because, Kirk would say to me when he's like, "Dude, I kind of overshot my estimate that I thought I'd get this done." But his mantra was always, "Look, better and cheaper, just not faster." And I would say, "Yeah, dude, that's exactly right." Because like I said, as long as it's right, I don't give a shit how fast it's up, because I could slapdash the shit out of something and just have, literally just a picture of me going, "Ha ha," with a thumbs up, and that's my website. But fuck that. I wanted something that I could be proud of, because honestly, my last website was perfect when I got it. Okay, it was exactly what I needed, because I had no web presence, and my friend Brian took care of it and did a really nice job. But then after a while, man, Brian, I started to lose contact with him because he had other cooler things going on, and there was no way I could get a hold of him. And then fucking WordPress fucked up and started putting those weird characters inside my blogs, and that just led me to not want to blog at all. Like, I wanted nothing to do with it because it made me look stupid, and the whole thing looked low rent, and there was an appearances page that wasn't updated. I mean, it looked fucking terrible. It was the ghetto of the internet. I've told you that. It was the goddamn ghetto of the internet. And now, dude, I've gone from my old website was the Lily's building of the internet. That's what it was. It was this building of the internet, and now I've just gone a block up, and now I'm in the Hollywood and Highland of the internet. I'm in the Kodak Theater of the internet now, my fucking page, because it's been amped up. I guess the old site was it was pages and a WordPress blog and whatever the fuck else, but now I'm going to read this. It's a betrayal, but I don't fucking care. Whatever at this point. I got an email this morning from Kirk Hingsberger, who I can tell you his website is kirkhings.com. KIRKHINGS.com. If you want to know anything about him, you want to hire him, you want to give him a job offer, do it. And particularly if you live in Oregon, by the way. This guy, for some reason, he wants desperately to escape from Idaho, and he could not stop talking about Oregon. To the point where I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care. I mean, Idaho and Oregon is just Idaho with an extra tree. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell, why that's such a big deal to you, but that's fine. And gee, you can't imagine why we have these phone calls were such a fucking chore. And plus, I don't want him to leave Idaho, because then doesn't Idaho it's no longer a state if the last guy leaves, right? If the last family leaves Idaho, then it's just, it might as well just be fucking Montana North. Is it North? I don't know. Off the top of my head, it's North Dakota East. No, West. I don't fucking know. There's a lot of directions. But yeah, so Kirk is like, he kept going on and on about Oregon. He wants to work in Oregon, and there's like, he kept telling me, again, Kirk's a great guy, all right? He's a really good guy, but he speaks in webese. I mean, I don't... And it's so funny when I hear a guy like that, Kirk's a nice guy, but he's got a voice like the Motel 6 guy, that Tom Bodette, that's who he sounds like, and he's got kind of a lilt in his voice, like a drawl, and just a nice man. And I hear that guy, and I'm like, how the fuck are you listening to my show every week? Are you kidding me? How is this the guy who listens to me rant and ramble every fucking week and decides, you know what? I want to work with that guy. You've heard me being crazy. I guess he's tired of shouting at coyotes, you know what I mean, up there in fucking Barron, Idaho. But I'm sure that big move to Oregon is on the horizon for him and his family. He's heading to he kept talking about like web developers and development shops and all this stuff in Oregon. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of that means, dude. But if it means that my site's going to get up any fucking faster, I'll listen to it. I'll tolerate whatever else you want to say. So here's my betrayal. This morning I get an email from Kirk, and basically telling me what to say. Like, he's like, I know you're going to talk about me. And he wants to control the narrative. He's got a spin doctor now. Kirk's got a spin doctor who sends me an email.
Well, after what you did to John.
And John.
Your sponsor that you threw under the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, John knows, but John, that wasn't me. That was John. Those were all John's ideas. Again, folks, if you sponsored the show, you are in control of the show. So, like, whatever you want me to talk about, I'll talk about. This particular show is about my website, and it's about taking a crap. That's stuff that Kirk Hingsberger is absolutely on board with.
Yeah, I sent you.
So this show this week is sponsored by KirkHings.com for all of your I just bought a slave needs. So Kirk, this is the paragraph. Hey, since you're talking about the site tonight, I imagine you'll mention me in the work I did. But I've rubbed off on Kirk, because then the next sentence is, what if you didn't? What if you said you fired me early and you built it yourself? That'd be awesome. So it's like, see, I made Kirk a little better. We helped each other. I gave him a modicum of I gave him a little bit of a fastball. I gave him a little funny that he can put in his emails, and he gave me the most beautiful fucking website any comedian has ever had. And he and Mex, seriously, I don't know. Thank God I have these two guys. I don't know who else would tolerate me, let alone do something so beautiful for me. Nobody. I want to weep. Like, literally, you know what? When you put my fucking MikeSchmidtComedy.com on your computer screen, don't be surprised if it cries like a fucking Virgin Mary. You know when it cries blood and they find it and everybody gathers around, and then inevitably fucking GoldenPalace.com buys it and puts it on the road? That's what's going to happen. GoldenPalace.com is going to buy my fucking website and bring it around to people because it's like a weeping Mary. That's what it is. It's going to be crying like a Virgin Mary. It's so goddamn beautiful. So yeah, my page, my original website was fine for me. It was just like it was just pages and a WordPress blog. And now Kirk, this is what in his email, please mention we completely redesigned your site, because we did. I mean, literally, it was just a placeholder site for the longest time. And he said, make sure you tell them it's to a much more powerful Drupal site. Yes, mention Drupal. Give all the nerd listeners boners.
It's true.
So, hey, nerd listeners, this is a Drupal site, Drupal. I don't know what the fuck that means, but apparently it allows me more flexibility and growth, and it was a much needed and major upgrade. This is Kirk Hingsberger trying to control the narrative of my goddamn show. Please tell them that it's a much... it's so weird. Like, what am I... Is he Richard Nixon? Like, he's trying to get in front of the story? What the fuck, Hingsberger? You think I was going to be mean to you? I'm not going to be mean to you. You're the man. Look what you've done for me. You and Max completely. I did nothing. I literally did nothing. You know, when you go in there... All right, look. All right, let's break this down, folks. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, and then the links are on the little front page there. And here's what I did. I'll tell you what I did on every single page. If you go over the links on MikeSchmidtComedy.com and just... don't click them, but hover over them. You know the little words that come up? I came up with those. I wrote the words in the hover box. That's it. That's all I did on the homepage. And then if you go to the 40-year-old boy page, hover over the stuff and look at the words in the box. Yeah, I came up with the words in the hover box. And I wrote the paragraphs. Anything that's word related on there, basically, I came up with, except for the links themselves. Oh, dude, I did nothing. Let's put it this way: I did nothing on this site. It was all Kirk Hingsberger and David Hernandez. They are the guys who did the entire fucking thing. And so yeah, make sure again it's Kirk Hingsberger, folks. Please and go ahead and write him and tell him he's a genius at KirkHings.com. Offer him a job. Do everything that you can to get him on board. And if you guys, let's all hire Mex too. Jesus Christ, he designed everything that you could possibly design on this website. He came up with every art. I did nothing. I would get sketches and approve them, and I would send them on. The only thing I did was I ran the meetings every Sunday, and I didn't even get to do that because Mex would chime in. Hey, Kirk, I sent the artwork, and I'm wondering, is the overlay? And then they start talking in these numbers and pixels, and I would just zone off. Literally, I'd be staring at porn. We'd have a three-way conference call, and I'd be looking at porn, and Karen would walk up, and she'd be like she'd give me a tisk. And then I'd hang up and she goes, how was your business call? Because I'm staring at vaginas. And I'm like, it was great. Except, they're going on and on talking technical bullshit. And all I'm going to say is, when's it done? When's it done? When's it done? When's it done? I'm running this meeting. But who cares? Because it came out so fucking beautiful, folks. So, I mean, if you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, go to the Joe Business page. Look at the doodles. Like, all the doodles on the wall. And it's funny, because those were all fucking first take Jakes. Like, I saw them from Mex, and I have a disease. Anything Mex does, I love. All right, it's like, so he wants to improve it. As, I settle. Like I told you, I settle. But when it's with him, I don't settle because I'm so amazed that he can do things that I can't do that when I see them, I go, done, good. And he goes, well, no, I can do 4 more different things of this. And he can. I'm not kidding you, folks. He would send me these fucking mock-ups. He would send me 3 in a day. And they'd be pencil drawings. And I'd go, Jesus, yeah, done, all of them. I love them. And he'd go, dude, no, you don't have to say you love everything that I do. And I go, but I do. That's the sad part. I do. And then he would fucking renovate it and change it. And it was so funny. If you go to the Joe Business page, it is... It's an interesting photo. Let's put it that way. It's an interesting drawing of some ladies who are telling you that you need to buy some products. So, and that's the merchandise page, the Joe Business page. So it's like you can get to the Zazzle store there, and you can buy the T-shirts and the mugs and everything that we've got going on. And I might as well cover this now, folks. There's also a segment for downloads for sale there. And for sale on the site, we've got the Zazzle store where we're selling all the merchandise and things like that. But I will tell you that on the Joe Business page, there's a section for downloads. And if you click on that, you'll be taken to PayPal. Or no, actually, no, you'll get a little a pop-up window that tells you there are 3 options. You can actually still buy the year 1 download set from year 1 of the 40-year-old boy. You can buy the year 2 download set of the 40-year-old boy. I expected my producer to go woohoo there, but she did not. Or you have an option, folks. It's $25 for year 1, $25 for year 2, or you can buy the Super Angry Gaijin Happy Good Time Yelling combo for $40.
Woo!
Now, there's a woo.
Yeah.
There's a fake woo.
Money saving woo.
Folks, because then you can get year 1 and year 2 combined for $40. It's the Super Angry Gaijin Happy Good Time Yelling combo. Who wouldn't want to do that, folks? But I will tell you this. Some people have already ordered, thankfully. A couple of people have already ordered year 2. It is not available right now. Because I was timing stuff to get it ready with the website. And here's the curse of Mike Schmidt, folks. If you keep telling me the website's, it's going to take a while, well, then year 3 is going to take a while. Because I've got to go ahead and organize it, write all the liner notes and get it up on the web. And I have another tech guy who has to do that for me, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Bottom line is, if you order year 2, That's great. And you've ordered it already. Some people already have, and that's great. And then there's the year, the Super Angry Gaijin Happy Good Time Yelling combo is year 1 and year 2. That will not be available until next week. So Wednesday of next week is when those orders will be processed. Right now, I'm pretty sure. So you can order now. That's great, and everything will be fine. And I'll have a record. I've got records of everybody who's ordering everything, and that's cool. But just know that it will not be processed until next week. So go ahead and get on board, though, please, because supplies are limited. They're not really. They'll exist as long as the website will, which I said, by the way, will outlive all of us. Because I don't know if I remember, I told you, we're all dying. But if you go, so that's the Joe Business page. It's got all the stuff for sale. And I'll tell you this, too. There's the 40-year-old boy page, which has the podcast page. And it's got an RSS feed. It's got my Twitter feed. It's got, a place to subscribe in iTunes. Again, all this artwork is created by Max. All the doodles on the wall. It's just, God, folks, I think we all know what a high opinion I have of myself. Mixed in with the fact that I fucking hate myself because of the mistakes that I've made. But when you have basically a shrine to yourself, how much time do you think I spend just staring at it and going, Jesus Christ? And even funnier, I go to my bio page and I stare at the bio because it's got an awesome drawing of a hot girl and a drawing of Little Schmitty, and then it's got actual me. So I get to see actual me amidst all the awesomeness. So I'm like, and it's a pretty decent headshot of me. I'm like, I love that picture of me. I always have. And so now that's the best page because, well, not really. The best page is the Lily and Mex page because then you got pictures of Dave and Lily in addition to my great words and then Mex's brilliant drawings. So that's a combination of everybody there, folks. But if you go to my bio page, you don't think I don't stare at that forever and reread my bio and thinking I'm brilliant and staring at my picture. God, this is just, it's weak. I'm letting you people know too much about me. You can go to the You Guys Can Get Me At page, and you can go ahead and make contact with me via, Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. There's the Lily and Mex page, which I've mentioned. There's the Mike's bio page. There's the Back After This page, folks, which has commercials from the show, including a commercial called Thorgar and Yeep, which you heard a little earlier. You might have just heard that. We had it at the break here. You have no idea how fucking long I've been waiting to use that because I wanted to use it in a show, but I didn't want anybody to hear it until it was up on the website. Like I loved the idea of people going to the website and going, what the fuck is Thorgar and Yeep? And then clicking it and listening to it and going, oh my God. Because folks, it's fucking ridiculous. I am so happy and proud of it. We recorded that at Mex's house and, Thorgar and Yeep were there. They went in, no, fuck, I'm not going to lie. I'm Yeep. That's me yelling. And it's fucking one take where I'm crazy. And it's so great because I wrote it all, like the first one I did in one take and I did it off the top of my head. But then we were like, this would be a lot more funny and more interesting if I actually wrote detailed fucking scripts. So when I went and recorded all the stuff for the year 3, the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network, I went and did Thorgar and Yeep. And goddamn, I can't even explain how great it was. So then we decided to put it on the Back After This wall so people could go ahead and listen to it. But I didn't want to give it away because I love the idea of people just finding it on the website and going, what's that? What is that? But now we've had to use it in this episode because I can't wait any longer. So now it's thrust upon you. So enjoy it. But that's on the Back After This page, which has, all samples of commercials and stuff like that. And oh my God, dude, that was a page that we fucking struggled. That page was a week. Literally, when you see these pages, no one page was 10 days. One page was 15 days. And it was just this weird thing where, I'd be on the phone and, I'd call up and it's like Mex in Chicago and Kirk in Idaho praying to go to Oregon and me in LA and the two of them talking about pixels and me yelling, I'm running this meeting! Shut up, Mex! And it was so funny because I would say to Mex, I go, you ready for this? And he'd go, yeah, you know what? I don't even know why I'm on this phone call. I don't even know. And I'd go, dude, it's okay. Just, let me talk to Kirk. And then Kirk would get on the phone and immediately Mex would go, yeah, I got a question about the art. Shut up! God damn it. So we did that. So that's a 40-year-old boy page, the podcast page. We got the Back After This page. We did the home page, my bio, Lily and Mex. The Boy with the Horns page, folks. That's a gallery of Mex's artwork. Some for the show, some stuff that I never even got a chance to use for the show that I always wanted to, but I never got the chance. So, and dude, click on it and then it pops up and then the fucking Little Schmitty shows up. God, I can't explain to you how great it is. So I'm you know what's so funny? I waited 3 years. I waited because this show's ending. Like, I mean, it's, all the momentum is dead. No one likes it. It's going in the tank. And yet now I've got this shiny new website. And I'm like, hey, it's got a 40-year-old boy page. That show's over. Who cares? Look at the page. It's awesome. But with the Boy with the Horns page, and the cool thing is I can actually change out pictures. So there might be different artwork going up there, and man, it was just the fucking greatest. So there's that. The Joe Business page is the thing, and then, folks, I will direct you to the 2 pages that cause more trouble than any other. These are the 2 pages. We were done with everything. We were 95% done with absolutely everything that is up there that you see, except for the Hey, What's Happening page and the Rocky with a Blog page. Because, look, I don't know what it takes to build a website. I got no idea. That's why I've got Kirk Hingsberger at kirkhings.com. Go ahead, offer him a job again, please. And by all means, hire him before he moves off to Oregon and we all lose contact with him. Hingsberger, he might actually be there now. No, actually, he's on a family vacation, which made me laugh because that was this week. We were home stretching it. And last week, I put a little bass in my voice with Kirk last week. And I said, oh my God, listen, all right, I want it done right. I really do. But we got to get this up. I mean, I'm going crazy. I'm fucking freaking. And he listens to the show, so he hears me every week going, oh, I ought to talk about the fucking website. And then he's like, you're not really mad, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not mad, but I'm just so excited. I'm as excited as you are, so I want to get it up there. So let's do that this week, right? Let's do that. Let's fucking do that. And then somehow the phone rings and Mex goes, I got some things to say. Shut up, Mex! I'm running this meeting! Meanwhile, Mex draws 18 more amazing fucking drawings, and I try to go, oh, can we build 18 new pages for the shit that Mex just drew? Because it's fucking awesome. So I threw a little bass in my voice with Kirk the other day, and I'm like, hey, we got to get rolling. And then Kirk naturally blanched a little bit to that. And I don't blame him because, he's working his ass off. He works a real job, then comes home and, sees his family barely until he devotes fucking, 30 off hours a week to my goddamn site. I mean, and then, like I said, all these little things would come up when we were putting it together. Like if you go to so we would do Rocky with a Blog or Hey, What's Happening? And he put in a CAPTCHA at the bottom so we can make sure that you're not a robot. And he would write me, and again, to Kirk's credit, he knew what I wanted. He started to be intuitive, and he would know that things that I would want to change. So he would write me and go, hey, dude, we've got a spot here where you can put some custom text. Like you can actually, like he was the one who came up with the hoverbox idea. He goes, you know what? He goes, if you want to put your own words in these hoverboxes, you can do that. And it literally, this is, 6 weeks ago, and I just go, because it means more shit I got to do, and it also means more time that we're not going to fucking launch. So it was cool that he kept coming up with stuff, and I'm so happy with the finished product, but at the time when it was in progress, I'm just going, oh, Jesus. Like I said, eventually it came to a point where I was just going to put up a blank white page with my phone number, and you could call me and I could describe what I wanted my website to look like. Because I just wanted it up. And then you would call my house and I would go, oh my God, my website's going to look so great. And then I'd get a beep and it would be another call. I'd click over. It'd be Mex. Hey, I wanted to tell this guy some stuff about the website. Shut up, Mex! I'm running this meeting! This is shit I never got to tell him. He's going to be so mad. All right. You know what? When you go to the website, finally to go look at it, there will actually be a real-time pencil erasing the drawings. Mex will figure out some way to hack into the site and erase the artwork because he's mad about my fucking I'm running the meeting thing. Oh, man. But God damn it. So I got a little testy with Kirk last week, and I didn't mean to. I tried to be as nice as possible. It was that whole, look, this is going great, and I understand you're working very hard. Like that, all of a sudden I'm the fucking Gary Cole from Office Space. And yeah. Look, I need the TPS reports by next week. So then he's like, all right, dude, well, we should get it going. I'm really close. And then he wrote me an email, and he's like, yeah, I fixed this and fixed this and fixed this. So then I go in and I found a problem. And I wrote him and I go, look, I'm not checking up on you, but. Because I was genuinely trying to couch, but I didn't realize how condescending that sounded, but I meant it in a nice way. Like, look, I'm really not following everything you're doing. I swear to God. Because there were days when I wouldn't even go visit it because I wanted to be surprised. I wanted Christmas morning all the time. I wanted to not look. So then when he called me on Sunday and then I was interrupted by Mex 100 times, I could look at the site and go, look at all this new shit. This is genius. But then after fucking 2.5 months, I started to go every day and go, what's going on? Is there a comma misplaced? What the fuck? But it's because he kept coming up with stuff. He came up with the hoverbox text. In the blog pages, he at the bottom said, you know what, dude, you can actually put custom text here that tells people what they need to do with the CAPTCHA. And then when you enter a comment on the webpage, also more text comes up, and he's like, you know what, you can personalize that text too. And I'm like, okay, so I got to personalize that text and write it and send it to him. And then he writes me and he's like, hey, by the way, if someone if they screw up, it gets an error message. I found out that we can customize the error message if you want to go ahead and write stuff. Oh my God, yes, okay, I'll do it. Because truthfully, if I hadn't done it, I'd be so pissed. And I would say to him, hey, how come you didn't tell me I could do that? But at the time, it just sounded like, Mike, here's more shit for you to do. And by the way, we're not launching. Mike, here's more shit for you to do. And by the way, we're not launching. And I am because I want to unwrap it. Jesus Christ. Because it was like, you know what? It was like, imagine having a 3-month Christmas, but you saw your present. You saw your present every fucking day, but you couldn't share it with your friends. If you were like, dude, you're not going to believe this. I got a Wii 2, the second Wii. I've got it in my house. Can we come over and look at it? Nope. No, but if you want, I'll put you on a conference call with me and my friends, and then one of them will keep talking while I don't get to say a word. That's not true. That's being completely unfair. Max was absolutely just he was taking care of what he had to take care of. But when they would start talking about pixels and bullshit, I would just completely zone out. I'd be looking at baseball scores, and then it would I'd just hear enough through the fog. I'd hear them go, hey, Mike, is that cool? Yep. Sure, it's cool. I don't care. My OCD is not, I stopped listening at Pixel. I barely listened at Hello. The third time Kirk mentioned Oregon, I fucking tuned completely out. I went to KirkHangsberger.com and I sent him a mean email. Quit talking about fucking Oregon. Signed a listener. He doesn't even have a show and I signed it a listener. I'm just happy because now he drops this on me over the weekend. He's building the site and I'm all excited for it. And he's like, look, I said, we're going to launch this week, right? Because I mean, the artwork that you see associated with this week's show, Mex just did it. But we've been talking about doing it for 3 weeks, like what it was going to be. And I said to Kirk, I go, finally, look, this is the week, because I have to talk about it. We have to launch it. So he drops this on me Sunday. He's like, yeah, man, we should be up and running. By the way, I forgot. I leave Thursday for a family vacation, and I will be out of town for a week. Oh, well, you just fucking amped up the goddamn stakes, Hangsberger. Let me guess where you're going. Oregon? So he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm not available Thursday. And I go, well, I'm going to be able to talk about the show on Wednesday, right? I'm going to be able to talk about the fucking website. And he's like, well, yeah, we should be up and running by Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. And I'm, no. No, pretty sure, because the last thing you want is me calling you, or, I'll actually find out where you're at, and I'll hire a plane to Skywrite, and then fucking Mex will hire the Red Baron to shoot down my plane and Skywrite his own message over it. God damn it, Mex, I'm running this meeting! So I'm like, no, dude, it'll be up by the time you go out of town. He's like, yeah, dude, we're home stretching it right now. We're just about done. But you know what? If you wanted to go ahead and put this custom text in, I'm like, yes, I do. But Jesus, I want to make sure we're going to be launched. And sure enough, finally, I didn't talk to him because the last 10 days he goes, look, it's counterproductive to talk every day and tell you what I've done. I'll just send you emails with progress and updating, which basically was his way of saying, leave me the fuck alone. And my greatest fear, he and Mex were having calls behind my back. Over those 10 days. He cut me loose for 10 days, and he and Mex have struck up like a quality friendship. Like they're all talking to one another, hey, and Mex is like, hey, how's the Oregon stuff coming along, Kirk Hangsberger? And Kirk's like, it's great, Mex. I love to talk about pixels with you. And meanwhile, I'm at home, my phone not ringing, sad, waiting for my goddamn website to launch. Having meetings behind my back that I can't run. Folks, I'm running this meeting. Now I'm home running my own meeting, just me and the website talking to it. Oh, terrible. But dude, the Hey What's Happening page and the Rocky with a Blog page, those were they took forever because you'll see when I enter more entries, there's different little Schmitty characters that are going to come up in the margins. And putting them in there was so fucking, it was just a trick. And look, I don't know how hard it was. Honestly, to me, it was like, hey, put them up there. Click. You know what I mean? But I guess there's coding and commas and all sorts of bullshit that you got to go through and Drupal and, HostGator. And I've got 9 passwords. I've got at least 400 emails from Kirk. Oh my God. And just back and forth. And I started to write like these long 9-paragraph emails, and then all of a sudden it just got to be like, hey, okay, I'm glad things are going good. So suffice it to say, this week finally we figured out the blog thing, and he told me yesterday, Tuesday, he goes, all right, we're launching. He goes, go to GoDaddy and move your servers and do everything you got to do. And so I did it. And it came up. He told me it would take almost 24 to 48 hours sometimes with GoDaddy. It was up in an hour. And obviously some of you have already found it because some of you have, like I said, already bought the year 2 set. And I will tell you this too, on every single page of the website, there is in the upper left-hand corner, dude, you have no idea how much I struggled with this decision. I fought it and fought it. I fought it for over 2 years. We're into year 3. People have been telling me forever to do this, and I kept saying, nah, it pings desperation to me. It pings that's something that you shouldn't do. It just seems like I'm an electronic hobo if I do this. But I decided to do it. So on every single page of the site, and that's my favorite part. I didn't want to do it, but now if I'm going to do it, fuck you. It's on every goddamn page. But we customized that too, because again, all of these, we customized the Twitter artwork, we customized the RSS, the iTunes, and Mech's a fucking genius. He went ahead and did everything and ran it to, was patient enough to run it to me for approval. Late night phone calls with, again, he has a family too, okay? He has my godson and my niece and his wife, and then he's got a full-time job. And he's, going to boxing. He lives a life, and for him to spend late nights with me on the phone and do what I would tell him, basically. And when I say do what I would tell him, I would say, hey, what if this happened? And then he'd make 18 different versions of it that looked brilliant. And I'd want to use all of them, but then unfortunately I could not. And in addition to that, dudes, he's mixing the audio for the fucking commercials that you hear and sending those to me. Because he had raw audio. Like I went to his house again. I show up and I talk. And I'm lucky enough to have people on the other end who can just turn it into what I feel is greatness, because I love myself. But I show up to his house and I talk the commercials, and he creates the commercials. He mixes the music. He mixes every single aspect of it. I talk here, and Lily takes it and makes it gold. She edits out every and stumble. She makes it funny. Before I leave, I look at her and I go, dude, make it funny. And she does. Somehow every week, she sits here through my fucking crazy and makes it funny. Kirk Hingsberger is a guy I don't fucking know. I've never seen him. I saw him on the web, and what a handsome man. That doesn't make any sense. Actually, it's just, you know what it is? It's just a picture of a pine tree with the word Oregon. When you look, anytime you Google Kirk Hingsberger, literally it's just Oregon with it's in parentheses sigh. I don't know why the man wants it so bad, but he does. So please offer him a job. But Kirk Hingsberger is a guy I've never met physically. I've never seen this man, and I talk to him on the phone, and it comes out brilliance on the other end because he channels it and makes it what I wanted. I'm so lucky to have people who will take what I do and make it good, make it better. You know what I mean? And I can't tell you how lucky I am to have that experience, and I hope you all have that. It's when I met Karen, I knew that she made me better. I just knew that she was someone who made me a better person, and you hear my stories and you realize maybe I'm not a good person all the time, and there are flashes. But when I look in my wife's eyes, I know who I want to be. And when I'm dealing with people like Kirk Hingsberger, and I'm dealing with my friend Max and his family, who are my family, and I'm dealing with Lily, who might as well be my fucking sister. I'm lucky. I'm really lucky, and I'm so happy to have them. Again, all I can do is talk, and I'm really lucky to have people that I love make that into the cool stuff that they do. So go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, man, and go to the donate page, and if you can donate, please know that that doesn't go to me. All right, I'm splitting everything. Everybody gets some. Max gets some. Lily gets some. Fucking Eric Butterfield. I was lucky enough. That was a guy who, when I showed up and talked, he was the first guy. He said, "Dude, show up and talk, and I'll make it work." And he did. This show does not exist if not for Eric Butterfield. So just know that when everybody bought a T-shirt, when you bought a Skull Pie T-shirt, when you bought a year one download set, you gave something to everybody. Lily got some, Eric got some, I got some, Max got some. And if you go to the donate page and you donate, everybody gets some. After the bills are paid, of course, because my tax bill was really interesting. And I got to pay Kirk Hingsberger for his amazing work on the fucking website. And I got to tell you, he came in with a low bid, and he gave me 1,000 times what he charged me. Whatever I'm paying him, it wouldn't be enough if I paid it to him monthly for 10 years. Jesus Christ. The work, the patience, and the effort that guy put into doing this for me is appreciated and reflected on every single page of that website. And you know, Mex is just Mex. I mean, this is a guy I've known 30 years, and he is infinitely more talented than I could ever fucking hope to be. Artwork better than the show it's created for is a phrase I've always said. I actually put it on the goddamn website. Hover over the fucking boy with the horns link, and it says, artwork better than the show it's created for, because it is. And so just know that if you donate to this show, you're donating to everybody. You're not just, I'm not taking it and twirling my fucking Snidely Whiplash mustache and going, fuck you, do what I say, I'm running this meeting. Everybody gets a piece. Mike Schmidt Inc. is not just Mike Schmidt. It's everybody. So, guys, if you can go ahead and buy stuff at the Zazzle store, if you want to buy a year 2 download set, if you want to buy a year 1 download set, if you want to buy a Super Angry Guy Jean Happy Good Time Yelling combo, that's maybe your best bet. If you just want to donate to the show, again, like I said, Electronic Hobo or not, I think it's time that I got to try to start making a living off of this, because as much fun as it's been being a lark, you know, unfortunately, I need to start. The wolves are at the door, and they've always been at the door. It's just I'm just tired of going out the window. So, folks, go ahead and donate. Go ahead and buy something. I would appreciate it. We would love to have you. And if you just want to go ahead and write me and tell me what you think of the website. First of all, again, don't forget to go to kirkhings.com if you have any job offers. If you want to get him involved in doing stuff. Go to Kirk Hings, because I cannot recommend Kirk Hingsberger any more than I do now, because he has been amazing, patient and productive, and it did what I wanted, did it when I wanted it, and I really appreciate it. And fuck, I'm doing a wind down here. I didn't even touch on Rocky. I was telling you that the Hey What's Happening page and the Rocky with a Blog page were, folks, I'm sorry, I collapsed inward on myself. This is a black hole. This show's a black hole. It's a I got lost within myself. But, it was we were just about done, except for the Hey What's Happening page. The artwork kept fucking up, and everything kept screwing up. And then finally, he solved it on Monday and Tuesday, and then we launched the site yesterday. But there's a Rocky with a Blog page. And I should tell you, last year there was a show called Rocky with a Blog. It's in the year 2 download set, which you'll be purchasing soon, I'm sure. And it was a show where I went on and on, folks, about how I was finally drawing a line in the sand, and I was going to lose weight, and I was taking it on, and I was going to go ahead and do that thing that I'd been meaning to do for a long time. And God damn it, anybody want to come along with me? It was going to be great. And then I proceeded to piss all that away and not do a fucking thing about it, which I cannot tell you how embarrassing it was. And in writing the liner notes for the year 2 download set, I had to listen to that show again and cringe my fucking way through it as I sat there and listened to myself make promises I knew I wasn't going to keep. Horrible. The only thing worse than that was answering the emails of people who all wrote me in with encouragement, saying that they wanted to be involved and they wanted to go ahead and maybe get along losing weight with me, and we could all blog it and have fun. And I let them sit in my box for about 8 months, and then I had to write them and go, look, obviously this didn't happen, and I'm real sorry about it. But if you're interested, I'm relaunching it. And they were like, yeah, man, cool. And I don't know if people are going to want to join me. I don't know if people want their names revealed. I don't know what. I have no idea what shape it's going to take. But just know that there's a Rocky with a Blog page. I actually want to get. There's a scale you can get that, like Wi-Fi scale that twitters your weight, and I was going to have that all happening. And but that thing's $175. And I don't know if I mentioned, folks. Mike Schmidt Inc. is it's a cottage industry, but there's a lot of employees. So I can't exactly go out and just buy a $200 goddamn scale. But the bottom line is Rocky with the Blog is going to happen, and it's there, and it'll be being updated with, content. Just there will be the Hey What's Happening page, which will be toward the creation of the one-man show. It'll be announcing stand-up appearances, and it'll just be fucking funny stuff that I see. I want ideally for my page to be like Facebook, but with only one guy. Like, you know how you go to Facebook and everybody's like, hey, dude, I just found some black mystery eggs. Want to join my mafia crew? Fuck all that. I'm going to have a Hey What's Happening page, and it's going to be Schmidt Book. That's all it is. You're going to show up, and you're going to follow one dude who doesn't care about his mafia. He doesn't want you doing it. All he wants you to do is come to his one-man show and be there for the creation of it. So that'll be the Hey What's Happening page, and Rocky with a Blog will be what I'm eating while I'm creating the one-man show. And working out and lifting and rededicating myself to being the guy that I was supposed to fucking be in 2005 when I let them fucking Nazi up my stomach. So hopefully you'll go ahead and hang out and visit those every day, because there will be content, not so much on Rocky just yet, very soon, but on Hey What's Happening, there should be content all the time as soon as we work out how I'm supposed to do that. I need to figure out how to post pictures and video, and folks, I'm learning the web. I'm about to, my iPhone is like just a phone. I'm going to actually start checking my mail on it and doing stuff that I'm supposed. I'm coming into the fucking 21st century, folks. That's right. Courtesy of Kirk Kingsberger and Lily Von Stupp and David Hernandez. They're dragging me, kicking and screaming, into, like I said, the donation button and cultivating a fan base. All the shit that I should have been doing for a long fucking time, and I bypassed it. I wasn't doing it, but hopefully now I can do it. And it's arrogant. It's, you know why I haven't done it? Because for this very reason. Saying it sounds pompous and stupid. I'm cultivating a fan base. I'm getting donations. It sounds ridiculous and retarded. Why would anybody care? Why would anybody want to go and give money for this foolishness? But then at the same time, I think you're not going to find any better foolishness anywhere on the goddamn web, folks. I've got prime quality, top grade A foolishness coming your way. USDA choice foolishness. 80-20 foolishness. Enjoy it. So, and donate for it and buy it. Do all the things you got to do. And follow along with it. That's the most important thing. I mean, you guys have been there this long. What the fuck? You're going to bail now just when it's getting interesting? Why would you do that? So if you have any thoughts on this, you want to tell me about the website, you want to tell me about Max or Lily, Kirk Kingsberger, you want to talk about buying a slave, anything, folks, you always know that you can get me at Mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can get me at Facebook.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. You can get me at Twitter.com/The40-Year-Old-Boy. Oh, you know what, folks? Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the You Guys Can Get Me At page, and there's all those links in one place. See, again, I'm trying to get you all going to that goddamn site. Cultivating a fan base. That's what I'm doing. I'm stupid. I'm all these stupid ideas. It's so funny. Rocky with the Blog was going to launch, and I told Karen about it. We were talking about it, and I'm talking about my meal plans and how I've got to eat because she has to help me cook and all this different stuff. We were at Tony Roma's Sunday, and she's like, "Well, you got that list of like what you want." And it's like, lean fish and chicken and beef and protein and vegetables and stuff. And I go, "That's the thing, Karen. You don't understand. It's like I have to have like lean fish and I need vegetables. I need salad, like 3 vegetables with each meal. It's so important to have vegetables." Waiter immediately puts down a plate of wings and skins. Like, I'm not on cue. I go, you know what? It's so important to have vegetables. It's so important. I need at least 2 or 3 vegetables in every meal. Here you go. Wings and skins. Clunk. Drops it right on and I laughed out loud. I went, ha ha ha. I go, right on the word vegetables. Jesus Christ. There's not a green thing in this restaurant. And yet here we sit shoveling in food. Ridiculous. Folks, if you want to get our friend Lily, you can go ahead and send her a note at Lily Von Stupp, Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at Twitter, Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, or Twitter.com/MNTs. And if you want to send her a personal note, go ahead and write her at Lily@Burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at Burlesque411.com.
Zazzle.com/40-year-old-boy. Please buy all his stuff.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs here at Santa Monica and Vine. Lily,
Woody,
who's at the show this week?
this week's show is hosted by our friend Paul Goebel.
The king of TV, Paul Goebel.
Yes.
Hey, that's cool.
It's the Ass Seen on TV show.
Ass Seen on TV. Ah, fantastic.
Yes.
Whose name is that? Yours or Paul's?
Mine.
Yours? Very nice.
Yes,
Nicely
we're
done.
TNA and TV collide.
TNA and TV collide. Look at you, professional producer with crazy taglines. Nicely
Yes,
done.
Thank you.
Who's coming to Ass Seen on TV?
Oh my God, we have Red Snapper doing Dexter.
Okay.
We have Red Sonja doing Wonder Woman. Dizzy Von Dam doing Small Wonder.
All right.
Oh my Christ. We have Gilligan's Island finally telling us who is hotter, Ginger or Marianne.
Nice.
We have, Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, getting naked? That's creepy. All right, that's odd. And add in Paul Goebel hosting, and he might do a song. I don't know if Paul's going to do a song or not.
Hoping.
Yeah, so go see that show. That's the Ass Seen on TV. Look at that. You get Goebel and you get Von Stupp. Friends of Mike Schmidt Inc. Actually, one part of Mike Schmidt Inc. and a friend of Mike Schmidt Inc. I will tell you this: if Paul tries to sell you some Girl Scout cookies, pass. But yeah, so check that out. That's the 3 clubs, Santa Monica and Vine, every Monday night at 10 o'clock. Will there be a code word this week?
There will not.
No code words?
No, I have to pay big bucks to get the king of TV.
Good point. Yeah, all right. So I liked the code word idea. Hopefully in the future. Are we recording?
Yes.
You
Yes,
sure? Because I don't see any
Yes,
blue lines.
We are down here.
The bad news. See,
Yeah.
folks, I used to just not even be able to see the laptop, but now I can see the blue lines, folks. It throws me off. Plugs, folks. I've already plugged the donation button. I've already plugged Zazzle. I've plugged the Year 1 and Year 2 download sets. So go ahead and check those out. And again, the download sets will be available next week. Hopefully, they'll be completed next week. It's whether I get them up on the You Send It site. Why am I giving all that information? Nobody cares. I will tell you, folks, that June 5th, I will be at Meltdown Comics as part of the Battleship Retention live show. I will be doing stand-up as well as paneling and talking about movies. It'll be the Sklar Brothers. It'll be our friend Paul Goebel from Ask the Scene on TV. It'll be Paul Rust, who's an amazing movie star type person from Inglourious Bastards and other roles, and then me. I don't know why I'm there, but I'm there. Battleship Retention was nice enough to ask me. Go listen to their podcast, too. I think if you go to battleshipretention.com, you'll find them, or just search Battleship Retention in iTunes. But please remember, June 5th is their live show at Meltdown Comics in Hollywood. And I'm spending a lot of time at Meltdown Comics. I just did Paul Goebel's show there. I'm doing the June 5th Battleship Retention show. And I have just recently been asked, folks, by my friends at Jordan Jesse Go, which is a fabulous show. If you don't know Jesse Thorne, he's America's radio sweetheart. And Jordan Morris, they do Jordan Jesse Go. And May 28th, they will be at Meltdown Comics doing like an 8-hour marathon type show. And they've asked me to be involved. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited. It's $5 to get in. There are reservations at MaximumFun.org. So if you go there, you can go ahead and make reservations for the show. It also will stream live, I guess, at MaximumFun.org. So if you guys can't make it, people from around the nation who can't make it can go ahead and check it out there. But please make sure you visit MaximumFun.org and go ahead and subscribe. I'm sure you're already subscribed to The Sound of Young America and to Jordan Jesse Go, two great podcasts. If you don't, go ahead and subscribe to them right now. And also go to MaximumFun.org and follow along. May 28th, Jordan Jesse Go, a live 8-hour extravaganza. I'm going to be there. I'm out at 11 o'clock p.m. because they understand that I'm nocturnal and they want to throw me on in the middle of the night, and I can't blame them, quite frankly. And so that's great. I was happy to be asked, so that should be a lot of fun. And also, I want to tell you folks, don't forget about San Francisco, August 20th and 21st. I'm starting to do stand-up to try to get used to being back on stage. I'll get into that in a second. But August 20 and 21 at the Darkroom Theater in San Francisco. Come and see the Mike Schmidt one-man show. No idea what form it's going to take just yet, but I do know that there's a title. The ballots are closed, folks. Stop sending in your votes. I will tell you, this is an interesting phenomenon. Any of you who followed me on Facebook will probably think it was a runaway, but it was not, because my email, it was a dead heat. It was a complete tie between two particular shows, but on my Facebook page, it was a runaway for one particular title, and that's what wound up clinching it. Some people on Twitter as well voted. But folks, come August 20th and 21st, you will go to the Darkroom Theater in San Francisco to see The 40-Year-Old Boy. Success is not an option. So come in and check that out. Again, I have no idea what form it's going to take. My friend Bucky Sinister, he's been waiting and waiting, so I have to write him a note tonight to give him the name, because he's like, I need it by May 20th. Well, guess what? May 20th. All right, so I'll send him that. And so, yeah, the show, thank you, everybody, for voting. I appreciate it. Tall Tales Short Fuse was right there neck and neck in my emails, but on Facebook, Success is not an option was the runaway winner and really kind of lapped it. So that was what clinched it. So please come to San Francisco. And like I said, I've been doing stand-up. I did a show last week at Hollywood Billiards, which was weird. And it was a show I forgot about. I told a guy like a few weeks ago that I would do it. And then a listener of the show, Jeff, who's really cool, I did his Uncle Jeff and Kevin with a K podcast. And I did his show. God, I hope to God it's Kevin with a K. I know it's Uncle Jeff. But the reason it's because you know what? Fuck Kevin with a K, because he's out. He's got a real gig and he can't do the podcast. So Jeff wrote me. He's like, hey, I might need you as a guest because Kevin with a K is out. And I'm like, okay. But Jeffrey wrote me and he's like, hey, dude, I'm excited to see you at Hollywood Billiards this week. And I wrote him and I go, I'm at Hollywood Billiards this week? He's like, yeah, my friend said he booked you. And so I wrote that guy, and he never wrote me back. But then until the day of the show, and then he's like, hey, you're going to be here tonight, right? And I was looking for every single reason to not go. I was looking for every reason to back out because I'm so fucking scared to go on stage. And I'm not scared to go on stage. When I get on stage, I'm great. It's just the process, man. It's just I got to get back into doing it. And I was like, dude, if you don't do it, you're scared. You're a pussy. That's right. I called myself a pussy. I looked in a mirror and said, you pussy. And I made myself go. And I went and did it. And it went great. I did the show last week. It was last Thursday. And I did some stuff from last week's podcast. And then I did some tried and true stuff that I know in my heart it would work. But what's funny, Jesus Christ, I winged at the beginning of the show, kind of like this show. And I said fuck 1,000 times in 3 minutes, to the point where I was doing this bit. I was talking about KFC and the Double Down and then the chick and all this different stuff. And then I was like, fuck. And then I go, man, and on stage, I stopped and I go, I am saying fuck a lot. Because I could even hear it myself. Believe me, if I think I'm saying it a lot, I am burying myself in it. So, but it was nice. I did the show at Hollywood Billiards last week. Hopefully I'll get to go back, and I'll be doing a lot of shows here in LA, trying to get used to being on stage and doing what I can to be good for you guys in San Francisco, August 20th and 21st at the Darkroom Theater for the 40-year-old boy. Success is not an option. And let's just hope it's not a disaster, folks. That's we have enough disasters in this country now. How's that for a segue, folks? I keep reading. I'm watching the oil spill, and it's funny how Fox News keeps pushing the narrative that it's this is Obama's Katrina. Really? This is Obama's Katrina? No offense. I enjoy sea life. I enjoy birds and fish. But until I see 10,000 fish at the Superdome with their suitcases waiting for a fucking helicopter to pick them up, this is not fucking Obama's Katrina, okay? Let's fucking lay off these fish. These fish exist to die. Whether they die in oil or they die in garlic butter, really, I don't think they have a choice. The only difference between dying in oil and garlic butter is deliciousness. Do you think a fucking fish, do you think deliciousness should ever be an option when you die? If someone said to you, hey, dude, I'm going to shoot you in the head or I'm going to drown you in chocolate, do you say to yourself, well, fuck, I'm going to die either way? No. You know what? Fuck, I'm on board. I drown in chocolate, goddammit. I do feel bad for these fucking shrimp now because they're going to die. It's either drowning in garlic butter or drowning in oil. Fuck it. I guess they'd rather drown in garlic butter if they got the choice. Look, I can't get on board with feeling bad. I understand the fishermen are out of job. It's terrible. It's an economic disaster, an ecological disaster, but I can't find it in my heart to feel bad for the egret longer than a fucking hour. I'm sorry. There are bigger problems. There are more, and they're not bigger problems. I sound like an inconsiderate dick. But you know what? You know what I am? I'm a human oil spill. That's what I am. I'm just toxic, and I am spreading all over this fucking nation. That's what I'm doing. And believe me, I have killed more than my share of fucking marine life. So quite frankly, I might be Obama's Katrina because I am just a human oil spill. I am the human embodiment of the oil spill in Louisiana because I have killed so much fish and shrimp my own self over the past fucking years that I need to have someone come. Why do I spit out this random bullshit that nobody fucking cares about? I am peddling obscenity. I am going to get a whole fucking army of you people, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to listen to me and then do nothing for an entire fucking week. I can't be trusted. Don't you people know this? It was like the Back to the Future of suck. I don't want to have a boner in somebody else's pants. I need to shoot up heroin and jog. Hey, ass fuck, are you listening to anything that I'm saying to you? Fuck, somebody's got to shut that old guy up. And I'm like, fuck you! I'm not a potato! I'm a goddamn cantaloupe! Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike.